Students in Shanghai, China aced the PISA test. Compared to the rest of the countries measured, they were #1 in math, #1 in reading, and #1 in science. So how did Shanghai do it?
There's a saying in China that knowledge changed your life.
16-year-old Hehe grew up in Shanghai. She's spending 1 year at an American high school while her mom does research at Columbia University in New York.
A big shock for me in American high school is the teacher and student relationship, because here the teachers be equally treated. It's not that serious as I experienced in China. Chinese students will really show great respect to teachers. I think that's because of culture. Like professors is like our second father or something. Like we really respect them.
Teachers are respected and experts say well-trained. Shanghai also pairs the best teachers with the worst performing schools. It's the only way for educators to move up in their careers.
If you're a vice principal in a high-performing school and you want to become a principal, and the only way to achieve this is actually to partner with one of the lowest performing schools to show that you can actually help that low-performing school to succeed. So your evaluation as a principal is not do you do well in an easy environment, but actually can you address one of the most substantial challenges.
Shanghai also changed the way it tests students.
Many provinces in China have a very traditional approach to education, but Shanghai is quite different from that. Shanghai has placed a lot of emphasis on creative skills, on innovative skills. When you look at the PISA test, you need to really think out of the box. You need to connect different fields of knowledge. Shanghai has 26% of students who are able to do those things. The United States has 4%.
So that's Shanghai. But many of these reforms have yet to spread to the rest of China. And Hehe says, compared to the US, in Shanghai there's still a big focus on memorization.
Are you tested on memorization, or are you tested on your ability to be creative and solve problems?
Now let's go on the lesson.
Frankly speaking, in China we more focus on how to learn facts and to memorize things. Everything is like exam oriented. But here in America, I really get to learn how to find the answer myself. And a lot of times my professors will emphasize there's no right or wrong answer, so you just express your ideas.
Shanghai was able to succeed even with large classes. Hehe says that's because of the culture.
Are students allowed to ask questions during class?
They're allowed, but most students will prefer to note-taking instead of asking questions. Kids are preferred if they are more obedient and hardworking. Sometimes if you talk too much, it'll be like, oh, this kid is kind of a little bit annoying. But here in America, I think there's no like restrictions on kids, and kids hang a lot with friends. I think they have more time to communicate with different kind of people and to engage in the like community activities.
And critics to China's education system warn the pressure to do well is just too intense. Students spend hours studying, after school and during weekends.
Are students competitive in Shanghai?
Yeah, they're very competitive because the education is very important to us, and getting good grades and getting into a good college.
Is that a problem that this system is creating so much pressure for these students? And if so, then why should we take lessons from them?
You don't have to become like Shanghai, but I mean, raising the aspirations of students, raising the expectations of parents can be a very powerful lever for improvement. And students understand what I do today in school is going to be mattering for my life.
Hehe is going back to Shanghai to finish her high school career. She says Shanghai students may have an academic edge over American students, but believes Americans have the advantage when competing for jobs in a global economy.
For an interview, I think the American students will leave a deeper impression because they're more willing to speak.
How has this experience changed you?
It changed me a lot. I learned a new way of thinking. I think in a more critical way, and I'm more willing to share my ideas.
Which might just give Hehe the best advantage now that she's bringing what she learned here in the US back home to Shanghai. Jessica Kumari, Channel 1 News.